All right, video 4 on this Gen 1 Prius. Looking for the leak. Came in with 0 psi of refrigerant inside the system. So now I jumped and I went to the next system stage and I threw in refrigerant. The system has 550 grams of refrigerant, and I put the liquid refrigerant into the high side. Took about 30 seconds and it was full. And as you can see, where I dumped it, you can see the sight glass is all green. But how can it be green? Because I injected my dye way over here on the low side, and the compressor is in between the low side and the high side, and the evaporator and expansion valve are there between the high side and where I injected the dye. How did the dye get way over there? That's a question for you to answer. And I did not start the system. So next, let's start it up and let's see if this thing comes on. Oh, another thing I didn't tell you, let me go over that. I physically checked the clutch. I couldn't see it because the plastic shroud is around it. So the compressor clutch is located right back here. I can't get there, I can't see it or anything, but there's a little tiny opening where I could get my fingers and I can touch the face of the clutch and I can push on a corner and I can feel how many thousandths. Yes, I can calculate thousandths without my eyes and without any tools, just by pushing for flex, and I can tell how many thousandths it is. And it's up there in roughly the 20,000 range. What is getting above it's nice clutch gap of wanting to be an in-a-minute problem when it really gets up there. But it's workable, it should engage with that. Something that every machinist learns, you can calculate journal diameter with your eyes, your feel, with friction, and you don't even need plastic gauge to do things and tell what the thickness is. This is something that's developed over decades of training and learning. Yeah, mechanical measurements are fine, but there is a part of a human being can learn how to do with your God's given gift is that brain that you were given in your hands. Those are your best tools, but you have to learn how to use them properly, and it's not developed overnight. So let's turn it on. We've got 160 some thousand miles. Oh, I forgot one other thing. Here I am jumping the gun because I'm talking to a camera. What I like to do now is leak test the system before I start it. It only has 70 psi in it right now. The pipes and the hoses haven't chilled down. They haven't got hot. They haven't gone to high pressure or to low pressure. This is a good time to leak check before you start it. 74 psi. If you really want to find a difficult to find leak, sometimes you leak check before, like the Jaguar, what I showed you on the last video from yesterday, or it's going to be, I'm going to upload it tonight from yesterday, this get tomorrow, whatever. But I think the Jaguar video is going up just before this video, and if you go back to my series of Jaguar videos, I will show you and you will see that I was able to find a lot of leaks when I first put it into the system that had 0 psi in it, and there was leaks everywhere. And I was using the heated diode, I was using the infrared, I was using the UV leak dye, and I was using the ultrasonic and the bubbles. And then I started the system up, got it to operating temperature, got it cooling out of the dash. The high side went up, the low side went down, things got cold, things got hot, turned it off, almost all the leaks stopped. They disappeared. Almost none of the leak detectors could barely pick up anything on some of the leaks. They just like totally disappeared, vanished. This is what you got to understand. These are the things that aren't caught on videos, are not in educational books. You don't get taught in class. And most of your senior techs who are your journeymen or who are your mentors who've been in the business 20, 30, 40 years don't even know this. And they don't teach it, okay? All right, so I got to break out the leak detectors because here again, I'm talking on a video and not following my own procedures. It's getting late, the sun is going down, so I think we're approaching 4 o'clock, and I still got more work to do. All right, see ya.